Welcome back to Morgan's video blog, Morgan's online blog in video format. Today I'm here to talk to you about how one writer uses Trello to track her creative progress. So there are a lot of tools out there, from Scrivener to handwritten journals. There's a plethora of choices, and every person works differently. So different tools are going to be helpful to different people. Plus, even if a tool was useful at an earlier stage, it might not be the right tool now, and whatever. Anyhow, if you've been following me, you've probably noticed that I've got a lot of balls in the air, so to speak. Right now, I am actively revising a YA fantasy. I've got my middle grade contemporary fantasy out to beta readers who are starting to get back to me. I'm reworking some short stories with some of y'all's help and querying them. I'm revising other people's queries and posting some of those as query spotlights. I'm interviewing authors and posting author spotlights. I'm doing my weekly blog post and my weekly vlog post, and other hashtag AuthorTube activities like write-ins and streaming and whatever. I am volunteering for conventions. Right now I'm working on Balticon's programming staff. I'm an assistant editor for Oddville, an online quarterly fiction magazine. I am applying to be a panelist at several conventions, and even if I don't get in, I plan to attend them either as an attendee and or maybe a panelist. Wish me luck. And I am beta reading for friends and family. And I could probably think of a few more things, but let's just say I got a lot. And that list was getting a little long. So at some point, probably after some betas nudged me that I was 3 months late getting back to them, I realized I couldn't keep tracking this in my head. I just couldn't. As I've discussed before, I love being able to check things off. I love keeping up a productivity streak, and I love the feeling of making progress. To-do lists are, for me, good things. They work for me. But I needed an online one. I needed to be able to check my list wherever I was. I needed to be able to edit it and reorder it. And I didn't want a journal. I don't carry a purse. I carry a phone wallet. So a handwritten one probably wasn't going to work. So there were a lot of post-it note or just like list item to-do lists. But my day job had introduced me to some project management tools. I am a coder by day, and I've worked with GitLabs, which has project milestones and epic tasks broken down to 1 to 2 day chunks. So I looked around to see if there was something similar that I could use at home, preferably free because I'm cheap, and hopefully something that didn't look like it came out in the 90s. I have done some web design. It hurts my soul. Scrivener, I'm looking at you. So I saw a few ads for other tools. Monday.com kept getting shown while I was trying to binge Brooklyn Nine-Nine on the cheap Hulu, but it seemed aimed at teams and collaboration, which is not really a major concern for me. I do talk to myself, but I don't think I need a collab tool for that. So I thought Monday.com looked a little heavy duty for what I was looking for. So the first thing that I saw online that looked like something I could use was Trello. I tried it and I liked it. So I tried it for a couple months last year, and I fell off the bandwagon around NaNoWriMo, which is not too unexpected. But come New Year's, I was trying to organize what I was going to be working on, and I set it back up, and I'm really liking it. It helps me visualize, prioritize, and make sure I don't forget tasks that don't have immediate deadlines. Anyway, enough preamble. Pictures are worth 1,000 words, or more, because I'm pretty sure I could get super wordy if I tried to describe the image in excruciating detail. Anyway, catch you on the flip side. Watch the tutorial. So this is what Trello looks like. This is my home page, and these are my boards. And in Trello, you can have one or more boards. As this is intended to project manage a team, you can have multiple boards for multiple projects. This year, I've split my boards by 3-month chunks rather than splitting it up by writing project. This way, all of my active stuff is in one place, but I'm keeping the board itself from getting too cluttered, which is what would happen if I was doing a year's worth of projects. When I first tried it out last year, that's where this writing one came from. And I had one for reading that I got rid of that had books and beta reading and stuff, but they just kept getting busier and more cluttered, and I felt overwhelmed. I really did. So this year, when I was setting mine up, at first I looked at templates. I was like, what are these? So I clicked on it and I checked it out, and you see that they have business and design and education and engineering. And I went through and I was like, oh yeah, totally. This is exactly what I need. And then I looked at it and I didn't. So deleting stuff, I think you can just archive, which was not meeting my need of wanting it to be neat and not messy. So I created a new one, and that's how I ended up with 2 2020 boards. So let's go check out my actual 2020 board. So in the upper right corner, you see the menu drop down. And that's where you can change the background color, and you can describe the board, and you can search for particular cards. I like a nice mellow blue because it's not stressful, even though I love red. But if I was managing multiple boards, I would likely use different color per board, and I might seasonally. We'll see how it goes. So lists. As you can see on the right, there's a button and it says add another, wait, let's scroll over. Yeah, add another list. So all of these columns that you see here are lists that I created. And mine are labeled backlog, to do, awaiting feedback, doing, and done. And each list contains a number of cards. That's what each of these things are that can be edited. And as a card moves through my process, I can just click and drag it from one column to another. It doesn't have to go in order. I can reorder the stuff in a column, in a list. It doesn't matter. So that's super helpful for me and really helps me update the status. So next, let's talk about the cards themselves. These are my task items. I try to break them down into small chunks, bite-sized tasks that can be completed in just a few days, nothing huge and epic. Clearly, you can split your items any way you want, but half of my reason for using this tool is the sense of progress I get as I check things off. I'd rather check off 7 subtasks a week than wait 2 months to check the parent task off. I'll still be thrilled when I move that card to the done list. But this way, I get to celebrate the little achievements that help me on my way. Now, cards hold a lot of information. They have titles, they have labels, they have members and due dates and checklists and attachments and descriptions, oh my, and more. When you add a new card, see the little thing here? That's where you add the title. And once you have a title, you can click on it. And you can click to edit the full board, or you can click that little pencil icon and edit the label, change member, a couple quick edit things. So that's super handy and super helpful. So the first thing we're talking about here are labels. This review my Trello board once a week is what I call a housekeeping task. And so if you go over here and we check out labels, you'll see that right now I have colorblind friendly mode on, so all the different colors have a different symbol next to them. And I've labeled my colors, but you can just leave them as colors if you want. I have conventions and beta reading and housekeeping and revising and author spotlight / query corners, because those require external feedback, versus my blog and my vlog, which is just me, meetups, Oddville, etc. So it's super handy that colorblind people can get just as much help out of it, and can use labels. So with the use of the labels, when I look at my board, I can tell instantly what things I'm working on that are getting me closer to publication, which are supporting the community, and which are for my social media platform. So in here, you see that I have a weekly checkup, and I've checked off the first 4 weeks of January, and I'm at 31% because this is for the whole quarter if we scroll down. So I've got one item per week. And so that's my checklist. And checklists are handy. You can title them. You can copy pre-existing ones. I've got query corner checklists and author spotlight steps, and it's super easy to add a pre-existing checklist. I just select it. But this is my one annoyance. If you look as I scroll, it shows every instance of every checklist rather than one instance of each checklist. Do you think that's why it would have a title? Apparently not. So that's my one drawback. That's like my biggest gripe. And if that's my biggest gripe, this tool is still pretty rocking it. And I love watching the percent complete go up. And so this is a very, very housekeeping, low maintenance level task that takes 5 minutes, but it means that I'm using the board and that I'm not letting things slip through the cracks. So for me, this is a super helpful and very small little task that I can do on like Monday or Sunday night. So next up, let's go to another one. Let's go to let's see. Let's set a deadline for revise 17 through 19. I want to finish this by the end of the month. So I'm going to go to due date, and I'm going to, oh wait, that's tomorrow. I can't do that. So I want to finish it by, let's say, next Saturday. So you can set a reminder, and it'll email you, or notifications will pop up on your screen. It's pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. And now you see my labels revise, and my due date is here, and I can check it off when it's complete, but it's not. So I don't get to do that yet. So yeah. I want to add an item to my checklist. Pre-edit before sending to mentor. That's actually the stage I'm on right now. So I'm going to take this and put it up. After that, it will be send to mentor after receiving chapters 14 through 16. So I can't, this has to wait. But once I have this, it'll be sitting in my pending list, and that'll be fine. So I'm working on step 1. Okay, and if I wanted to, let's go ahead and open that guy back up. I can add an attachment from my computer or from Trello or Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, all the popular places. So that's super handy. You can add very detailed descriptions. This is my revision of the thing and the stuff. Save. You can add a cover to make the card all bright. Let's see what a cover looks like. Oh, look at that. It's very bright up there. So it's a little bar. I don't think I like that, so I'm going to delete that, I think. So remove cover. So yeah, there's a lot of ways you can visually differentiate, and you can copy tasks if you want to repeat them. You can move them to different columns, but why bother, because you can click and drag. Oh, you can switch it to a different board, so that can be handy. So that's super, super awesome. And if you hate a board, you can just simply delete it. Let's go look at this 2020 first quarter templated thing. It's got how to set up this board, directions and power-ups, and all these tips and tricks that clutter up my screen, and columns that don't apply, because this isn't actually how I work. So I'm going to go up to Show Menu, and I'm going to go to More, and I'm going to go to Close Board, because I don't like this board at all. And I'm going to confirm, and then I could reopen it if I changed my mind, and once it's closed, that means nobody can edit anything in it, but it'll save the state. But I hate this board. It was a sample template. There's no fun in it. I'm just going to delete it. And I'm going to confirm, and board not found. Womp womp. And now I just have last year's with its backlog of things that didn't get done, and its massive list of things I did do. I could scroll for days. So anyhow, and I had different items for each and every blog post, and that was just way too busy. So I added them to checklists this time. And yeah, so that is how I'm using Trello. So that was my Trello overview with all the basics. Now, Trello has plenty of other features, like their automated butler, which I think sends out emails and stuff, but for a solo creator just trying to manage her ridiculous workload, this is all I need. Do you use any project management tools for your personal tasks? Are you a bullet journalist? How do you keep everything organized, or do you just try to remember, hope for the best? If you do use a tool, let me know in the comments below which ones and why. And let me know if you use Trello. Try it and let me know. This was 100% not sponsored, although if you would like, you are Trello and would like to sponsor me, let me know. If you found this post helpful, please share it with all your friends. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, tune in again next week for more writing tips and writerly musings. Bye-bye.